I watched Trucker John, but I forgot to brush my teeth because I've been watching so much Trucker John show. Hey, I just want to tell everyone, make sure you watch the Trucker John channel on YouTube. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific time, he goes live. Have you heard about this Trucker John? He's on YouTube. He's got the Trucker John live stream going on, and you know what, man? I think it's pretty cool. You know, it's pretty cool. The Trucker John channel on YouTube is what we watch. Yes, you must watch this show. It's every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 9 a.m. in the Pacific time. I suggest you watch it. You don't want to defy me. Believe me. Oh my gosh! Trucker John's gonna be coming on Tuesdays and Thursdays. By golly, that's at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Yeah, it's a Trucker John. Yeah, oh my goodness gracious, yes sir. I'm gonna watch that Trucker John. Yeah, hey, maybe you should be checking out the Trucker John show over there on the YouTube. He goes live every Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific time.
Trucker John is so funny. Yeah, he does live stream Tuesday, Thursday, 9 a.m.
Hey, I don't know about this one. Just watch the Trucker John show. Live stream Tuesday, Thursdays at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Just, yeah, I don't know about this one. Hello there. I'm here to talk to you about the Trucker John channel It's on YouTube. And he likes to do these live streams. I don't know what's gotten into him, but I got a funny hat. I got a funny hat. A funny hat. I'm afraid this is what happens when you get a flat tire and you're waiting for the service truck to come out and fix your tire. You go on Snapchat and you can do all these filters and all these funny voices, and it's just what you do, I guess.
I watch the Trucker John channel quite frequently, but I really don't want anyone to know.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Trucker John.
Make sure my mic's on, and there we go. Are we all? Oh, look at it. We're not quite lined up right. I think you saw my mop over there. Let's see, which way should we go here? I don't know. It just seems all crooked. But hey, it's a crooked world that we live in. We live in this crooked world. Good morning, everybody. It just, no matter what I do, it just doesn't seem right. I guess I gotta have it like that. It just that's just the way it goes. All right. So anyhow, good morning. Here we are. It's already April 4th. In a Memphis sky. Or something like that. But I'm not in Memphis. I am in Las Vegas, Nevada. It is 66 degrees, my favorite two-digit number. We're supposed to hit a high of 78 today. So there you go. Now, as you can see, I am not out on the street walking. I thought I was going to do a walking show today, but actually I feel good. It's not because I don't feel good. It's not because I'm sore or anything like that. I'm just kind of groggy and tired, that's all. And so I thought we'll do this, and we'll do the walking shows later, I guess. But good morning. We got Ichabod Deer. First one in the chat. And then right there you got Jolie. Hello, Jolie. Good to see you. Jeannie's here. It's raining in the Bay Area. Burr. Up there in California. Ichabod Deer has a GM Silverado EV just coming out. Wow. Over 420-mile range. Has some incredible features Cybertruck cannot compete with. That sounds interesting. I know they've been talking about that Silverado EV for a long time, and I've been waiting for it to come out. So I guess finally it's here, I guess, huh? I'll have to check that out, Ichabod. 56 Nick Rich here, like number 9. Good morning. Good morning to you, Nick. It's 38 degrees back there in old Indiana. Don Shepard. Number 10, good morning. Well, good morning to you, Don. Be right back. Just in and out real quick there. So, yeah, here we're just going to kick back for a little bit. I might do a walk today. I don't think I'm going to do the strip. I might do another training day walk. And who knows what we'll see. Maybe we'll see some more Mugu. Make us great again. Hey, I'm kind of on board with that. Whether or not we were ever great, I think we've had our moments. I think we've had our moments of greatness here and there. So why don't we just all work together and make us great again? I kind of like that sentiment. Muga. Oh yeah. Right here on the Trucker John channel, we are a Muga. Muga. A Muga. WW says it's 36 with rain and snow mix. What the hell is going on with you guys back there with this rain and snow mix? This is April, for God's sakes. You're supposed to get April showers, but not April snow and rain and sleet and all that shit. Oh, well, what are you going to do? It's just a crazy world. Crazy world. W says, we are the greatest, richest, most powerful nation ever on earth. You got that right. You sure got that right. So let's Mooga. How great do you want to be? I want to be greater than great. Nickrid says 40 degrees and drizzle up in Toronto. Don't you know? Pisces greeters here. Hey, Pisces greeter, good to see you. And I do see you. I guess apparently on my other accounts I don't see you, but on this account I do see you. So what's going on with y'all today? I'm a little groggy, to tell the truth. I don't know why. Well, I was kind of up. I didn't Uber last night. I was going to go out, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to take the night off. And I just sort of watched TV, and I watched, I think, all of The Walking Dead, all the way until the very last episode, and then I kind of fallen out of with the Walking Dead universe. I guess they've got some other shows. I haven't really watched any of them. And so last night I went ahead and downloaded the AMC streaming deal, and I watched the first episode of, what's it called? For Those of Us Who Lived, or something like that. And so I watched that last night. I only watched the first episode. It was pretty good. Pretty good. So that's probably the next thing I'm going to be getting into, is getting caught up with the Walking Dead universe. So you got Pisces Greaser. Pisces Greaser. Sorry, that didn't sound right. But that could be like a 50s throwback, you know, being a greaser. W says, I don't even want to take my medicine. I saw God last night, or at least Santa, and he was not pretty. Well, W, you're tripping, man. You're tripping balls, dude. Whatever it is you're on, double it up. No, I'm just kidding. Hope you're all right. Nick Rich says, hey there, Teresa. W says, I have soup, I have chili, I have steak. Well, you have all kinds of options there, so whichever one you feel like, just have it. W says, watched a season and a half of Walking Dead. I guess either you like it or you don't like it. I started watching that way back when it first started. It's kind of hard to sometimes to get into a show that's, let's say it's been really popular, it's been on for like 10 years, and for whatever reason you didn't really get into it, and then you try to watch it. That's what happened with me on Game of Thrones. I remember I started and stopped that like 3 or 4 times. And where I'd watch the first episode and maybe the first couple, they were good, but for whatever reason, I just didn't get into it. And then finally, I guess I took the time, and I just sort of binge watching Game of Thrones. And this was after the show had been on for a few years, you know. And then I was just like, I got hooked finally, you know. And so then I just was able to watch the whole series. But you know, sometimes it's. Things get so hyped up, it doesn't live up to, you watch it, and it doesn't really live up to the hype, you know, or whatever. So the expectations get so high, so it might not be, you know, what you thought it was. Seha, holy crap, it's Trucker Joe. Hello, Seha, good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. We're just having a chill show today. Today's just a chill show. The show card had Trump with the word traitor on it. Just my little way of reminding everybody that Trump is a traitor. And in my background, I've got the Slava Ukraini, just to remind everybody that we need to support Ukraine. Okay, let's get that straight. Trump is a traitor. He needs to go to prison for the rest of his fucking life. Ukraine is an ally being attacked by Russia, unjustifiably so, without provocation. They need our support. And so, end of story, period, end of story, full stop. Let's see, W says, I watched the end of Breaking Bad. Okay, well, you can't just watch the end. You've got to watch the whole thing. Because to tell the truth, the ending wasn't the best part, I don't think. So, WW says, if Ukraine was our ally, they would already be in NATO. That has nothing to do with it. What, we only have allies that are in NATO? They want to go to NATO. Dude, whatever. W, they've been going through a lot of changes, getting out from under Russia's thumb, getting out from the old system of the corruption and the Russian puppets. Okay, and weeding them out slowly but surely, and finally getting, a pretty good leader with Zelensky. It's been a process. Doesn't happen overnight. Okay, a decade really isn't that long when you think about it. Think about it, it's been almost a decade since fucking Trump ran for president. 2015 is when he announced, right? That's 9 years ago. So time, a decade's not that long. And even questioning what I just said just shows to me that, well, A, you're just fucking with me. And B, you're just fucking with me. So whatever. But the bottom line is we need to support Ukraine. Russia is not our friend. Russia is definitely not our ally. And I'm old enough to remember when Republicans kind of shared that sentiment. Now they seem to be all lovey-dovey with Russia for some odd reason. Hungary won't back Ukraine because Hungary they have a fucking dictator in charge over there. Say how the new Shogun series is following the book pretty good. Been watching it. Oh yeah, I did see a trailer for that. I thought that looked interesting. I might check that out too. Say how. W says NATO will fall apart. Fuck you, W. Fuck you. It will not fall. It's not gonna fall apart. Jesus Christ. Nick Rich says never trust Russia. And that's right. Never trust Russia. W says some people in Eastern Europe get along with Russia just fine. Oh, fuck you. Russia sucks. Everyone knows it. Everybody knows Russia sucks. Putin sucks. Putin is a fucking monster. Nobody likes him. Get out of here with your bullshit, W. W says, I can't change my mind. It would be so much easier if I could. I would be American again. Maybe your mind is just too drug-addled. You can't even fucking think straight. Nick Rich says, a closet pinko West. W says, Russia is in chaos. Well, yeah. Good. It's all brought on because of Putin's policies and Putin's bullshit. So, what do you not support? How could you not support giving fucking ammo to? It's not a really big ask. Just giving Ukraine some fucking ammo, man. Is that too much to ask? Hey W, why don't you join the fucking militia? And go over there and fight. I don't give a fuck how old you are. W says snowing on Worms, whatever. Mad Max says Slava Ukraini. There you go, Mad Mac. That's right, Slava Ukraini. WW is slaughtering Muslim teenagers. What the fuck are you talking about? Slaughtering Muslim teenagers. Nick Rich, send bullets, not boots. Yeah. W, you're sounding more and more like Marjorie Taylor Greene by the second. Is that really you? W, are you really MTG? I just figured it out. MTG's in the house, everybody. Yeah. WW is really MTG. A real C word if I ever saw one. W, the kids dying are not Russian. Go back to sleep, W. Go back to sleep or whatever. You're not thinking you're not thinking right. Joe, hey, Russia sucks. Hey, that's right. Trucker John original. There's a link to a little ditty, about. I was trying to think of the Russian equivalent of Jack and Diane, but I don't know. Sergey and Diane, I guess. I don't know. WW says they recruit kids from China. Uyghur. What? I don't even know what the fuck you are talking about. Who recruits kids from China? Russia? Turkey? Hungary? Ukraine? Don't come in here with your non sequiturs, motherfucker. WW left not call me Margie. You are fucking Margie. They used to call me Bonnie Lily. Whoever the fuck that is. Casper Northerner says, hi, trucker, and everyone. Hi, Casper Northerner. I'm sorry. My mouth's not working real good right now. I need to enunciate. Big Hook, the Big Hook says, not to mention that we are giving weapons about to be retired from age and to be dismantled and replaced. Yeah, we are giving them. We're cleaning out. We gotta clean out the old shit. And it still works, and it'll still kill Russians. So give it to them. Mad Mac, Russians are losing a platoon a day, a platoon of 700 people. Yes, they are averaging pretty close to 1,000 a day. Maybe it's dropped down a little bit, but especially since Ukraine has had to really ration their ammo, thanks to Marge. Thank you, Marge. Tim Farrell's here. Hi, gang. Hello, Tim. Good to see you. W says, I need to eat so I can take my medicine so I won't have a heart attack, but it keeps my heart from beating. W, go eat. Take your fucking medicine. Stop being a dick. All right? Nick Rich says, what's the purpose of trolling Tay West? Nothing better. He just wants to get a rise out of me. Just wants to get me all riled up, I guess. W says, love it out loud, Nick Rich. I used to be the king of the trolls. Is that kind of like being the king of the dicks? Say how says a Mad Mac, a lot more like a battalion. A platoon is 48 men. Oh, well, that's a big difference. Jolie says, hey, Casper Northerner, good to see you. Tim Farrell says, I can't hear, but I suspect the problem is with me. As far as I know, my mic is on, and I think everyone can hear me. So, yeah, Tim, check out your side there. Walter McCarvich says, good morning, Chucker John. Keep up the good work. With your 10,000 steps a day, did you erase that MAGA bullshit from the call box on your walk yesterday yet? No, I did not. Hey, man, First Amendment. It's not my job to go and deface that shit or undeface it. I kind of like it. I kind of like MUGA. Make us great again. Let's work together to make us great again. I don't know. Mad Max says, thanks, bro. I'm still sleepy. I'm a little sleepy myself, I'm finding out. I thought I was bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready to go. But as I sit here, I'm thinking, I'm a little bit groggy. I might be a bit cranky. W needs a Snickers. Rubber Bone says. W says 3 days without most of my meds, and I left the back door open last night. Okay, W, why are you not taking your meds? Number one, come on, dude, take your meds. And for God's sakes, before you go to bed, just do a quick thing around the house, check the doors, make sure they're shut and locked, for crying out loud. For crikey's sake. W says the witches know. W, hey, Tim. Jolie says W is just throwing things out to see what sticks. I believe that. W says spinach with butter with dill pickle juice. I just woke up just for John. I can go back to bed at any time. Yeah, but go get something to eat and so you can take your meds. All right, dude. Mad Max says you are still recovering pretty tough. Actually, I feel pretty good. So I did the 10,000 steps on Monday, right? Then Tuesday, I has a recovery day. And then yesterday we did a little. It was about, what was it, 4,500 step walk. And I feel good today. So I think today, and I might do a separate live stream for that. I might do another walk today, where we go to the next block down the street here. I'm not gonna do the strip. I'm gonna save the strip for the 10,000K ones. So I think today I might do an 8,000, or I don't know what it is, but it'll probably be. I bet it'll be probably 8,000 if I go to the next street and then turn around. If you guys watched yesterday, if you know what I'm talking about. I think I'm going to do that maybe today, or maybe I'll do it tomorrow. I'm kind of stretching this thing out now. I am kind of building myself up a little bit as far as getting my stamina up or whatever. So, and then we'll resume the 10,000 steps a day on the strip. Maybe Saturday or maybe Monday, you know. So I'm just sort of building up to it. Because that 10,000 steps, I did that on day one, and I was surprised. I didn't think it would be that big of a deal. I really didn't think it would be that big of a deal. But it was kind of a big deal. WW says, I eat too much candy. My meds make me sleepy if I don't care if I do da. And I don't care if I do da. Wait. Do da. Okay, well, okay. Says, W says, stupid witches keep buying me candy and trying to pop me in their ovens. Yeah, you are in your own little world there, W. W says, usually old ovens that do not roast well. Yeah, you're, like I said, I think you're tripping balls, dude. WW Johnny, Big Hook says W and Wes have the same appeal effect as tinnitus, no purpose and annoying as hell. WW, just do your best. Okay, I will just do my best. W says, does Big Hook mean big features? I don't know. Casper Northerner says, are you living in a Hansel and Gretel film, Wes? Julie says, I definitely think we all have a purpose, even if the purpose is to be annoying. I guess it's a purpose. It really got me going, really got me rattled with all this pro-Russia, anti-Ukraine bullshit. But I know he's just you know, being the fly in the ointment is what W is. Nick Rich, have you calculated how many miles at 10,000? Well, yeah, I didn't really have to calculate it. It was right on my watch. It was like 4.5 miles or something like that. W says, laugh out loud, Casper. W says, just the last 10 minutes is all you need to see. The last 10 minutes of Breaking Bad? Are you back on Breaking Bad again now? So you jump around, so it's hard to know where you're talking about. So the last 10 minutes, I don't know if you're talking about Breaking Bad or what, but no, that's not true. That's not all you need to see. You need to see the whole series to really appreciate the ending. In my humble opinion. And it's very humble. I'm a very humble guy. You know. I'm just doing my thing here in Las Vegas, Nevada. It was a very nice day yesterday. I did enjoy my walk yesterday. So I think I'm going to do the walk tomorrow. The
the 8,000 one. And then maybe Sunday I'll do the 10,000 one. Maybe Sunday we'll do a Sunday live stream on the Strip. And then we'll start, and then we'll see how the 10,000 affects me, and decide whether or not I'm going to do that every day or maybe every other day. I don't know. And then, because when I first did this, when I first thought, hey, I'm going to do this 30 days, I'm going to do this like 30 days in a row. I'll start on April 1st. We'll just start doing it. We'll just knock them out. And by the end of the month, I'll be done. But the way this is going, this might take me 2 or 3 months to do this. I don't know. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do the 30 days. By hook or by crook. Whatever that means. I don't even know. Let's see. Okay. I did watch some of the playback yesterday because I watched them just to see how it looks, how it comes out or whatever. And it did seem like there was some buffering going on that I didn't even realize yesterday when I was doing the live stream out there on the strip. Well, it was on the Strip, but on the Flamingo Avenue or street or boulevard, whatever it is. And the way it would do, it would just sort of like, there was a little bit of freeze frames or whatever, and there was a little bit of us kind of jumping to, like it had been off and then on. So that was kind of weird, I thought, because it was kind of out in the open, and I didn't see it as it was happening. So just as a reminder that when I do those live streams, especially when I get out on the Strip again, there is a lot of areas where it will buffer. We're going to have some buffering. So whenever that happens, don't freak out. Because I've seen people like, it'll be buffering for like 2 seconds, and everyone's like, oh my God. Just ride it out. Just remain calm. Usually within 10 or 15 seconds or whatever, it'll come back on. It might be a little blurry for a little bit, but then it'll reestablish itself. So just when we go through those walks, especially on the Strip, there's a lot of weird zones there where, just from, I think there's a lot of people have phones, or there's areas where the buildings are, really a lot of buildings and electric signs, everything that might have something to do with it. So as we do those walks especially on the Strip, there's going to be a lot of buffering. So just remain calm. Don't freak out. You don't have to abandon ship or whatever. And usually within 10 or 15 seconds, it'll come back on again. So just a reminder of that. Nicholas says, I don't know about you guys, but the weather definitely affects my outlook on things. It's raining now, a bit bummed out. I actually like it when it rains here because we don't get that much rain. So when it does rain here, it's like a welcome thing. W says, I have a refrigerator full of fruits and veg. Apparently. Well, good for you, W. Go eat some. Julie, hi, John from Las Vegas isn't here? Oh, look there, John from Las Vegas, Flamingo Road. Hey, John from Las Vegas. I guess we're neighbors because I'm Trucker John from Las Vegas. Good to see you. I've seen you, John, and I think in some of the other chat rooms, like on Howl's and around. And so thanks for stopping by. Thanks for coming on in. Good to see you. We got 21 watching and 24 thumbs up, so let's make sure we hit the thumbs ups again. Let's get to 25 thumbs ups. And let's get those subscriptions going. We've got about 1,660 something. We've sort of stalled at that number. We're trying to get as many as possible, like 1 million, 2 million. We've got a ways to go, folks. So hit that subscribe button, hit the share button, and then maybe some other people will see the show and maybe they'll subscribe. You just never know. But yeah, John from Las Vegas, cool. Flamingo Road, yes. That's right, I guess it is road, huh? W says, everybody wants me to drink more and eat candy, then they can roast me in their ovens. Dude, you are tripping hard. W says, don't worry, Johnny, we are all adults. We know how to watch porn. I don't. Oh, is that what you were talking about when you said the last 10 minutes? See, it just, your non sequiturs are hard to sequitur. But thanks for sort of clearing that up a little bit, I guess. W, I showed my scar. Good for you, W. Good for you. Big Hook says, hi, Jolie. My maple syrup, Hoosier Hoser honey. W says it wasn't porn. People want to see it. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're fucking talking about, dude. I wish you would be more clear. Nick Rich says, my zipper has faded after 21 years, Wes. I don't even know what that means. But you guys are just tripping me out now. John from Las Vegas says, hey, we should have a beer together sometime. Oh, that would be cool. That would be cool. We could have one of those beers over at the Seven. What was it? What's down the corner from me? The Seven Slippers? No, whatever it's called. W says, if I told you the truth, I get in trouble. Has nothing to do with sex. Okay. W, I was born. Okay, whatever. You've said this before. We don't need to go on that again. To that again. Oh, that zipper, Nick Rich, triple bypass scar zipper. Okay, now I know what you mean. I'm talking about a scar. Okay, surgery scar. I guess, apparently. Ellis Island. Oh yeah. Oh, Ellis Island. Yeah, they got good deals over there. For sure, John. We should do that. I'm just watching what Jolie's doing here. Ichabod Deer says hi to Pisces Greeter. So yeah, we're just kicking it here. I am totally just kind of out of sorts this morning. I gotta admit, I'm a little out of sorts, and by that I just mean I'm just a little groggy. I don't know why. And I've been drinking lots of water. I feel a little dehydrated for some reason, but I've been drinking the water. Don Shepard's here. Don's back. Don was here earlier. Says, gonna go watch this live thing on depression. I ain't depressed, but want to see what they are talking about. Okay. Well, it might be quite educational or enlightening. So, but thanks for being here, Don. Good to see you. Big Hook says, does John have tattoos? Are you talking about me? Me, John? Trucker John? I have no tattoos. Yes, I have no tattoos. Jolie is there. Never fear. Jolie is here. Hey, where is Fancy, by the way? Fancy's usually here, but and where's Ask? Anyhow, Nick Rich says, fourth cup of tea for me. Nick Rich is down in the tea. Are you gonna spill the tea or whatever? Big Hook says, does the kidney get you in trouble? Like how? Oh yeah. Apparently, I don't know. You gotta always look out for that, you know. Casper Northerner laughing about tea, I guess. Nick Rich says, third spliff. Spliff. What's a spliff? Oh, that's a joint, I guess. Oh, because that's a puff thing. So you're getting high and drinking tea. Wow. Double whammy there, apparently. Hey, whatever gets you through the night, or whatever. Do what you gotta do. You do what you gotta do. You gotta do what you gotta do. Casper Northerner, I really like my tea. Trucker John. A lot of people are really into tea. That is for show. Okay, I'm just going to do a quick check here real quick of what's going on. We also have the live stream going on Twitch. Let me just check out the what's going on there. It looks like we're there. We got one viewer, and it's Jolie. So if you want, if you're a Twitch person, I am on Twitch. And so there we go there. We got that, but it is up and it's operational. I'm just checking the feed here to see if it's working. And we're also on Facebook. Let's see what's going on over here at Facebook. Oh, so looks like we're on Facebook. And it looks like Julie Pinard was in there. So I don't know if you're still in there, Julie. I didn't see it because I wasn't on there. But if you're still watching, hello. Thanks for being in there. And so Jolie's there also, of course. Wes Webb's over there. I think the nice Wes Webb is over on Facebook, and then we get the evil WW over on YouTube. I think. I'm just kidding around when I say evil. I don't really mean evil. It's not really evil. So yeah, we got a little bit of activity over there. Yeah. So Julie Pinard, she's an old schoolmate of mine from high school. So that was nice. Like I said, I don't know. She's probably not on there anymore, but I didn't see, because I usually just monitor the YouTube feed here on my iPad. So, I didn't see it. I didn't see that she was on, but that was nice of her, because Facebook is like I've always kind of complained about Facebook, like, I'm always posting on there that I'm going live, and no one ever goes on there hardly. So it was cool to see Julie jumped on there. Big Hook says Cheech and Chong existence for some in here. Nick Rich says, I've been on medical marijuana since 1974. Wow, self-prescribed until it became legal in 2018. Oh, okay, I get you. Jolie says, like, subscribe, and share. Make sure we do all that good stuff. And that way you can be ready for when I do my walks on the strip. Big Hook says, don't get me wrong, I have no qualms about you using it so long as it doesn't take over all aspects of your life. Oh, about the pot. Is it okay? Is it still politically correct for me to call it pot? Can I call weed pot? Can I call weed? Can I call it marijuana? Am I allowed? I don't even know anymore. There's all these rules, it seems like, about what you can say. People get so touchy about it, West Webb says, I went shopping yesterday. So I on here, I can see the Facebook thing, I guess. I went shopping, I saw some Facebook that I could get mellow today. I am in more pain than I know how to describe. Oh, wow, Wes. Well, okay, I take back all the bad things I said about you. I'm sorry you're in pain. So hopefully, like I said, try to get something to eat and take your meds, and hopefully that will help. Wes Webb over on Facebook says, took narcotics for years. Now I am off of them, but using vapes. Yeah, maybe the vapes are better, so, do that. Nick Rich says, far out, man, you can call it dope. Well, dope was kind of like an all-encompassing term, wasn't it? Like, I mean, that could mean any kind of drug, or especially, street drugs or whatever. I don't think that's just pot, you know. Don Shepard says, Rehi Pisces. Big Hook says, I'm reading it over here now because I can see the Facebook, I can see the chats on my phone here. What says, Hal doesn't like it being called dope, laughing out loud. Got any dope? Hey, got any dope, man? But yeah, dope could be anything. I mean, dope could be, you know, uppers and downers and all arounders. It could be, you know, I think it could be just about anything. You know? But when you talk about pot, you know, like pot is pot, weed is weed. You know? But if you say dope, they might be talking about any kind of drug. Big Hook says good actress. Oh, Rae Dawn Chong is a hottie. Well, she was 40 years ago. Far out, man. Robert Perez, top of the morning, driving to San Diego, looking for a house. Hey, Robert, good to see you in the chat. So you're driving down to San Diego. San Diego is a beautiful, beautiful area. A lot of expensive areas there, but it's very beautiful. The weather is fantastic. I think San Diego is a great place. So good luck on your house shopping down there. Nick Rich says, don't be a dope. Don Shepard says, that's a generational thing, the slang and all. Yeah, but I mean, you can still call weed weed, right? You can still call it pot. So what do you guys call it these days? Just cannabis? I don't know. Nick Rich says, stoners too. Stoners to what? Don Shepard says, kind of known Hal is against drugs in general because health. Well, I kind of agree on it, but I mean, I think certainly marijuana does have its medicinal uses and purposes, and it can be very beneficial to people who are, you know, in chronic pain and all that kind of stuff. So I'm for it, but I don't do it myself all that much because I haven't really liked it, I guess. But I'm not against it. I'm for it. I'm glad it's becoming, you know, legalized in more places and becoming more and more acceptable. And I do think it should be taken off of that, Schedule C or whatever it is. And I've always thought that, you know, alcohol is much more dangerous and causes much more damage. And that's perfectly legal, perfectly fine, perfectly acceptable, socially acceptable. And then marijuana gets this stigma, it's stigmatized, it's really demonized or whatever. And it has been for my entire life. And I never thought that was right either. You know, I mean, there was a great double standard there. But, you know. Casper Northerner says, cheers at Nick Rich. Don Shepard says, yeah, I've been referencing it as 420. Big Hook says, what do you think of Pacino and De Niro? I think they're great, especially, you know, in their heydays of the 70s and 80s. That was when they were really, 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 you know, big. But they are sort of like an institution. WW says his whole audience. WW used to be a bunch of old stoners. Nick Rich says pot is a colloquial term used most often. Is the colloquial term most often? So we can still say pot. Okay, good. Ichabod Deer says, is your union-made EV has arrived as a Silverado RST pickup with over 400 miles of range? That's right, Ichabod Deer, because W is all talking about these EVs, and this was, here you go, W. It's a union-made Chevy Silverado. It's an EV RST pickup with over 400 miles of range. Check it out, man. You should check it out. Although maybe you don't like pickup trucks, I don't know. And if you are let's go ahead and bash Hal a little bit, or whatever. Let's about his stance on pickup trucks, which I it always irritates me. I love pickup trucks, and I'm not a farmer. I'm not a rancher. I don't use it, the bed of the truck to haul hay around or whatever, or supplies. Whenever I've had pickup trucks, it's because I just like pickup trucks. I think they're cool. And maybe the most I might haul in them is maybe some extra groceries or something. Or sometimes if you have a bunch of junk and you're taking it to the dump, you're cleaning out stuff from the house or something. You don't have to be a farmer or a rancher to own a pickup truck. God damn it, Hal. All right? I like pickup trucks. W says, I don't want a pickup truck, but I know a little about it, dear. W says, I got mine on, set on a Mustang, laughing out loud. Julie, Reefer Madness! Don Chipper says, agreed, Pacino and De Niro equal super great. Yes, they are. They are like, icon. They're icons. And if I had to choose one, I guess I would choose De Niro over Pacino. But I like Pacino. Although his thing on the Academy Awards this year was kind of embarrassing. It's sad, and it just shows what happens when we get old. We get kind of lost. I mean, where he just announced the winner with didn't announce any of the candidates, which is kind of the whole purpose of the Academy Awards, at least from the studio's point of view. They want to get, they got 1 billion people watching. They want to get, their names out there. It's a promotional device. And he didn't even read off the names of the nominees, and he just read the winner. And it was really awkward and weird and kind of like, oh my God, did we have another Warren Beatty situation here? Or did he read the right name off? So that was kind of embarrassing. Casper Miller says the body has an endo-cannabis system. Benny Loco shared a documentary about it a while ago. Good for her. Robert Perez, God bless the vapes. God bless the vapes of America. Big Hook says, what actors do you like, John? Well, I like Pacino and I like De Niro. I don't know. I like a lot of different actors. I like, who do I like besides Pacino and De Niro? Let's see. Who do I like? Who do I like? Who do I like? I like this guy. No, I don't know. I was thinking like, I need to have a cupcake guy, but there are no cupcake guys on here. There's this. Who do I like? I'll tell you who I like. I like Stallone. I like Sylvester. I like Sly. Who else do I like? I like who? I think Travolta. I like Travolta. Who else do I like? There's a lot of good ones, but you're putting me on the spot here, and I don't really appreciate it. Nah. So who do I like? Ask me who I like. Samuel L. Jackson, he's not bad. I don't know. There's a lot of good ones in there, but let's go away from that for a while. W says, I still don't eat. I still didn't eat, but let's see, heart pills, first time in 2 days. All right, take care of that, W. Take care of yourself. Casper Norther says, I got a Reefer Madness poster for Xmas at Jolie's. It's funny. Don Shepard says, fact that DJT attacks De Niro just shows how pathetic and moronic DJT is as a baby insane toddler man. He's a baby insane toddler man. Yes, he is. And there's no love lost between those two. De Niro is always saying, like, you know, what a fucking idiot Trump is and everything. So, WW says, I used to get stoned and watch Reefer Madness. Couldn't stop laughing. Everybody must get stoned. WW, anything Mel Brooks? Mel Brooks is funny. Very funny movies that Mel Brooks has made. Don Shepard, let me guess, Chucker John, because Godfathers 1, 2, and 3, not Heat. I loved Heat. So, Heat is a great movie. I love Heat. I think Godfather, I don't even watch that movie. I mean, I've watched it back in the day, and I think it's a great movie, 1 and 2 especially. I think they're great movies, but I don't think I've watched that movie in any of those movies 10, 15 years, maybe longer, maybe. People always bring that up and quote the movie and everything. Yeah, it's a great movie. I don't watch it. Like, I'll watch Pulp Fiction. I've watched Pulp Fiction dozens of times. Like I've said on the last show, I'm a Quentin Tarantino guy, and I'll watch Tarantino movies over and over and over again. I love those movies. The Godfather, yeah, it's a great movie. I'm not going to deny that, but I don't sit around watching it. I've maybe seen 2 or 3 times. I've seen Godfather 1 and Godfather 2 a couple times, and Godfather 3, I think maybe once or twice. And it's, like I said, it's probably been 15 years since I've even watched it, maybe longer. Don Shepard, Scarface. I don't like Scarface either. I mean, Scarface is okay. But at the time I liked it, but it's one of those movies that when you watch it now, I don't think it stands up. It's kind of corny. I think it's kind of corny. Don Shepard, Rambo movie, yeah. I do like me some Rambo movies. W says, I get in trouble for telling the truth. No, you get in trouble for just saying it in a weird way, I think. You can say the truth without the way you say it, W. That's what gets you in trouble. It's how you say it. Nick Rich says, considering your something background, it's no surprise, Wes. Oh, I'm not sure. I don't speak emoji, guys. I don't speak emoji. W, drug related. W, how hard and how long can you cry? I don't know. Man. W says, he can go on and on about Quentin. When you say he, you talking about me? I'm right here. Don says, no, I like Heat. Didn't like GF3. What's GF3? W says, but Mel, the greatest goat of all, gets an honorable mention. Who's Mel? Don Shepard, hate all movies out now. Lousy, stupid writers. Nick Rich, I prefer comedy. Reruns are fun. Don Shepard, exceptions: Dune, Interstellar, and 3 Batman movies that director made. I haven't seen any of the Dune ones yet. I'm tempted, because it's on my streaming devices. I'm tempted to watch them. But for some reason, it just doesn't, I'm not drawn to it for some reason. Interstellar was good. I liked it. I like the Batman movies. I really like the Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. I thought that was really good. But that's been out a few years now, right? W, sucked in and out, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Daddy never sleeps at night. Okay, that's a Who reference, I believe. W, all fiction is corny. Not true. You can't just say all. You can't just blanketly throw a blanket over it like that. Jolie says, you don't get in trouble for telling your truth, W. You get in trouble for repeating it to the point of spamming and to chat with it. And for just being outrageous. I think you can do something without being outrageous. Don says, I like Lord of the Rings trilogy, regardless if the whiners are right about racism. It was written long ago. Racism, W-E, I don't know what W-E is. I'm really slow on things. Oh, Godfather 3. GF3, Godfather 3. Yeah, Godfather 3 was kind of not so great. 1 and 2 were really good. Lord of the Rings, I like Lord of the Rings. I have no problem with Lord of the Rings. I was never a really big, I never read the books. Tolkien, I remember The Hobbit was one of the ones in junior high we were supposed to read. And I think I started reading it and I don't know, I just wasn't interested in it. But I like the movies. I think the movies are good. W says, stop talking about me and start talking at me. The Big Hook says, action or dramatic actors, do you prefer? The landscape of movies has changed since Netflix, and the ability to watch a whole series in one sitting. The storyline can be expanded to a series. I like it all. I still like it all. I like going to the movies. I think it's like fun to go to the movies. But I do see that, you know, I'm more and more just watching stuff at home. And so eventually everyone's just going to watch at home. I think the theaters, I don't know. Theaters are, you know, kind of a fun night out type of thing, I guess. But I do like the series. I do like how that you can expand the story. I do like binge watching, you know, without commercials and stuff. So I like all that stuff. W says, you don't read for understanding. Who is Mel Brooks? Oh. Well, see, I already forgot. When you just said Mel, you got to say Mel Brooks. Because Mel could be anybody. Could be Mel Gibson. I don't know. Who I do like, even though he is a racist pig. And probably misogynistic. And someone's got some power tool going. Maintenance crew over here. They've been doing a lot of work. I do like Mel Gibson. Like I said, even though he's a racist pig and a misogynist, he's had some good movies that I like. So, Nick Rich says, we're talking to you, Wes. W is loud out loud, only you, Richie. Mad Mac. Oh, I'm really behind. I thought I was more caught up. Mad Mac never got into Batman or Superman movies. Love Lord of the Rings. Yeah, I'm kind of sick of all the superhero movies. You get kind of burnt out on them. I think a lot of people are burnt out on them. Mad Max says, Mama's got a squeeze box. Daddy never sleeps at night. Nick Rich says, Mel Brooks is a great Hollywood star, Wes, amongst other stuff. Casper Northerner says, I'm eating my dinner, Wes. If you don't mind. Oh, whatever. WEB equals whatever. Thank you for that, because, like I said, I'm not good at emojis, and I guess I'm not good at these abbreviations either. They have their points on the weaponized tribalism equal racism. Oh, well, I think that's just people getting a little too, I don't know, a little too picky with, you know, breaking down stuff a little where stuff was never even meant to go. You know what I mean? W says, Lucas, what time is it? Don Shepard, back in the day in feudal Europe, any foreigner were goblins and the like. W, I used to come home at Christmas and try to read the whole trilogy. That's a lot of reading to do over Christmas break or whatever. I don't know. Robert Perez, do you know Bo Diddley? I don't know Diddley about Bo. Bo Diddley was a singer, guitar player, right, or whatever. I don't know. Though he cleared my mind of college. Hambone, have you heard? I'm going to just skip the non sequiturs here. John Shepard's the same, Trucker John, regarding Mel Gibson. I like his movies, not his politics. And he's just, he's a whack job. He's a whack, there's no doubt about it. He's a whack job, but I do like a lot of his movies. So. Casper Northerner, what are you having for lunch today, Wes? Don Shepard says, same, sick of comic book Marvel movies. And when they started doing them, I was all for it because I used to read like Spider-Man and all that shit, and I was like, yeah, this is great. They're bringing these movies out, but then it was like just a barrage, and which is okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but I think we just get burned out on stuff. I guess that's natural. Don says first few were okay, then got dumber and dumber from the movies. Yeah. Big Hook says 12 Monkeys series is great, and the writing and imagination is superior to the original movie. Both are good, but the series really took it further. 12 Monkeys, I haven't seen that. I saw the movie. I haven't seen the series. Where's that streaming on? I might check that out. Don says, yeah, I get it, John. Definitely too picky. People want to whine about everything lately. W says, I have a steak and have chili and have amazing turkey noodle stew. W says, I didn't have to read the whole books. Oh, you just sort of skim through it, I guess. W says, Mama's going to buy me a Mockingbird. Okay, whatever, dude. I know these are song references. I don't know why we're doing that. Big Hook says, perhaps why he did the Lethal Weapon series so well. Yeah, especially because he was supposed to be sort of, this crazy cop. But yeah, I like the whole, Mad Max stuff. I like the Lethal Weapon stuff. Of course, Braveheart. Braveheart's a really good movie. I really love that movie. Don Shepard says, cool to know Big Hook. Gonna check out 12 Monkeys series. Love the movie. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look for that. Good recommendation there, I guess. WW says it's a quart too much for lunch. Is a quart too much for lunch? I don't know. It's all whatever you feel like. Nick Rich says, don't worry, be happy. Okay. We're just going to be doing song references, I guess. So, hey, whatever. I don't know why I'm so thirsty this morning. I'm very, very thirsty. I'm just drinking water like it's going out of style. For some reason. W says, all over YouTube, 12 Monkeys. Big Hook says, sad Bruce Willis is now gone from movies with the decline. I know. Isn't that is sad. I like Bruce. You talk about actors I like. I like Bruce Willis. Of course, I like Die Hard. I really just like the first Die Hard. I think all the rest were kind of, they just got progressively more and more over the top. I mean, the first one to me was just the right amount of over the topness. That's still a classic. That's one of my favorite movies. The sequels, not so much, but I still watch them anyhow, just because I like, it's Bruce, it's Bruce Willis, man. And he was always just like this cool dude, and he could do action good. And the whole thing is like, he's not all, although he did get kind of buffed out sometimes, but he wasn't like Stallone or Schwarzenegger, and that was the whole kind of thing about Die Hard. He's sort of like this guy you don't really expect to be able to wipe out this whole criminal crew, single-handedly. And so that was a great movie, and then they tried to just keep repeating that over and over again. And, it just got kind of sillier and sillier. But the first Die Hard is great. I love the first one. And Bruce, is good. He did a lot of movies and a lot of really good movies. And yeah, it's sad because he's not, I think we're like the same age, I think. Or maybe he's a little bit older than me. I don't know. But and he's going through this. It's really sad. WW says my mom loved Bobby McFerrin. I guess that's the be happy, don't worry guy. Don Shepard says put some lemon juice in it. It's supposed to be healthy. Okay, I don't have any lemon juice, but I don't believe. Robert Perez, you can't judge a book by looking at the cover. Big Hook, Hudson Hawk. That one I didn't really like too much. Wasn't that the one with like one of the Damon brothers or something? I thought that one was pretty silly. Don Shepard said, yeah, Bruce Willis was great too. Nick Rich says, remember Rat Patrol and Combat from the 60s? Yes, I do. In fact, I just did that a few months ago on I guess it's MGM Plus, and they had the Rat Patrol series. So I went, and they only had I guess it was only 3 seasons long, I guess, or 2 seasons. It's only 2 or 3 seasons long, and I went ahead and I binge watched that bitch, and I loved it because it really brought back a lot of memories. That was a show that I watched. I remember watching when I was a little kid, like when I was like 7, 8 years old. And it was really fun watching it over again. And you could see, it's kind of low budget or whatever, but it was a cool show. And I was just thinking that it'd be cool if they brought it back, or whatever. But yeah, and Combat, I remember Combat, wasn't that Vic Morrow? Vic Morrow, wasn't it? I remember watching that show. I liked that show too. But Rat Patrol was one of my favorites. And I even had, as a kid, I had these little Jeeps with little machine guns on them. That really wasn't really Rat Patrol, but they were kind of like these little micro mini soldiers I had, and these little Jeeps and stuff. It was really cool, and I used to play it like they were Rat Patrol, But yeah, I loved Rat Patrol. Nick Rich, I always wanted a Jeep because of the show. Yeah, those Jeeps were cool, man. Casper Northerner says, do you have a favorite UK British film? Favorite UK British film? Well, it would probably be something by Guy Ritchie. I like Guy Ritchie, especially those first films, like those few films, like Lock, Stock, and Barrel or whatever. All those Jason Statham ones. Before Jason Statham became this big action star, by the way. Which was kind of weird because he always played in the Guy Ritchie films. He kind of was this sort of low key guy. He really didn't do much martial arts or anything. He just kind of was like a guy who was just this kind of unassuming guy. And then he goes on. All of a sudden he starts doing as far as Statham. Then he breaks out as this big action martial arts guy, and I'm like, where'd this come from? But I don't know, UK films, I like the Guy Ritchie films, I guess. Big Hook says, the Dean Martin roasts are hilarious, so taboo back in the day. Yeah, I remember watching a few of those. Those were pretty funny. Dick Rich, Green Army Men, they blow it up real good with firecrackers. What I used to do, I used to have the Green Army Men, and then sometimes you would have the yellow ones, and those were the Japanese soldiers, and then you had the gray ones, and those were the German soldiers. And I had hundreds and hundreds of those, and I would set them up in my backyard, and then I had a BB gun, and I would take turns, and I would set them up all kind of strategically all over the place, like they were in a battle. And then I would just sit back with my BB gun, and I would take turns just plinking them. And then it was like last man standing would be the winner of whether it was the Americans or the Germans or I was going to say Japs. I guess you can't say Japs. Back in my day, you could say Japs. It was fine. I guess you can't say that anymore. Okay, Japanese. But I don't think I really had too many of those. It was mainly gray versus green, and the gray was the Germans, and green was the American, U.S. of course. and I would just plink him with my BB gun. Let's see. A lot of things have changed since my day, by the way. The things we could say. We used to be able to say Negro. Apparently, you can't say Negro anymore, even though they do have organizations that have that in the name. But so, Big Hook, Snatch. Yeah, that was a great movie with Pitt and Statham and everything. WW says meet George Jesse. I think he met George. I don't know who. Oh, Georgie Jesse, the Friars Roast, and blah blah blah. John from Las Vegas saw Snatch for the first time recently. Really, you just saw it? What'd you think of it? I thought it was really good, by the way. Don Shepard, Bodyguard. Was that an English movie? Bodyguard? Casper Miller, not a film, just a romantic at Mad Max. Oh, I guess I missed something there. Call Me a Femme, Call Me a Femme, but my favorite is Love Actually. Oh, I remember seeing that. I've seen that. That was good, but I haven't really seen it a lot. That's Love Actually? Isn't that what's his face? Isn't that Don Shepard? Some Doctor Who. I never really got into Doctor Who. Mr. Spock. Hey, live long and prosper. There you go. Live long and prosper. Howdy, everyone. Puff, puff, pass, all that good stuff. Don Shepard said Prime Suspect, Helen Mirren. Oh, I like Helen Mirren. Prime Suspect, I don't remember that movie, but I like Helen Mirren. She's good. Love, Love, and Prosper, says Don Shepard. W. Hey, Spock, have you ever raised turkeys? John from Las Vegas, I really liked it. Thank goodness for subtitles. Some of that Cockney or whatever the hell it is very thick. Very thick, yes. Supposedly they're speaking English, but it's hard to tell sometimes. That's for sure. Casper Northerner, I grew up watching Doctor Who at Don Shepard. Like I said, I never. It's like we were talking about earlier about like not getting into a show like Lord of the Rings or not Lord of the Rings, but Game of Thrones or something, or Breaking Bad. Even though those are really good shows, but sometimes you just don't get into it. You just kind of miss the window. And Doctor Who, I think I've tried to get into that. I've watched a couple of them, but it's just, just not my thing, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. We got Mr. Spock, no W, I might this year. I don't know. I don't know what I missed. I missed something. Oh, have you ever raised turkeys? Oh, okay. So you're talking about turkeys. Mad Max Spock, Mr. Spock. Big Hook, the British Avengers had some appeal. Is that the old 60s show with the hot chick? I like that because they had the hot English chick. WWE says the squirrels have toppled all of my gnomes. Those little bastards. Those little furry bastards. Nick Rich says Time Tunnel. Oh, and Land of the Giants were great sci-fi. I remember those shows in the 60s. Time Tunnel. That's the one that had the swirling thing, right? And then I guess that was the time machine part of it. And then Land of the Giants. I remember that. I remember I liked that because I thought it was just cool how they had like giant furniture and shit that they had to climb over and rappel through or whatever. Brad Pitt was so funny in those movies. He was really good in Snatch. Mad Mac, Doctor Who rules, baby. Okay, that's just one of those things. I guess I missed the Doctor Who ship. W says, I never liked me no Doctor Who. But apparently he likes The Who, because he's been quoting The Who lately. WW has. Big Hook says, BBC science programming is great. Attenborough and his animal series are so hypnotic. Yeah, I never really got into that either. Don Shepard at Casper Northerner, thumbs up. Thumbs up on the Doctor Who a little bit, apparently. So yeah, there's a lot of Doctor Who's. And I still haven't read any of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which I said I would. So I'm going to have to make a run Or maybe just go to Amazon and maybe I'll order it because I need to read that. And then Don says, Afshish ATM. I don't know what that means. Big Hook, Red Dwarf. I like Red Dawn, the original. Red Dwarf, I don't know what that is. Casper Northerner, yeah, Big Hook. Yeah, Big Hook, Big Hook. Nick Rich says, Star Trek is still my favorite TV and cinema series. Wow. You guys hear that? Of course, I like the original with Shatner and Spock. All the other spin-offs, I never really got into it with Picard and all that stuff. The few episodes I have watched, they were good. No problem with them. I think they're good, well-made, good stories. I just never really got into it. And then as far as the movies are concerned, I watched a few of the movies, like the original ones, like the first ones, like with Shatner and Nimoy. And I like those. Of course, I think The Wrath of Khan is my favorite. I think that was a really good one. Mad Max says, Red Dwarf rules too, baby. Boys from the Dwarf. Yeah, I don't watch that. I don't even know what that is. W says, Red Giant Beetlejuice. Well, Beetlejuice is a movie. I don't know what Red Giant is. I like The Boys, or The Boys. I like that show. Has that started up their new season? I thought, well, I guess they pushed it off. I think it was supposed to start already, and I think they pushed it back for some reason. But I like The Boys. Mr. Fox says, Star Lost was a great Canadian sci-fi from the 70s. I never saw that one either. Casper Northerner says, Red Dwarf is a BBC series from the 90s. They brought it back after a hiatus for a season. Always loved Red Dwarf. So it's a BBC show. And what's it about? Is it sci-fi? Is it action? Is it drama? What is it? Big Hook says, filmed here in Vancouver. Red Dwarf was? But it was a BBC show filmed in Vancouver. Mad Max Space 1999. Was that the sequel to Space Odyssey or whatever? I don't know. Nick Rich, Red Dwarf's asteroid ship might be prophetic. Oh. Because of asteroids hitting Earth, huh? WW says Beetlejuice is a star in Orion. Well, good for it. The Boys. Yeah, The Boys. I like The Boys. Didn't I say The Boys? Say House says Beetlejuice is also a star on Orion's belt about to go supernova. Supernova. Casper Northerner says sci-fi show they got lost in space. Well, that sounds interesting. It does sound interesting. Nick Rich says Beetlejuice is a red giant. Okay, all right. W does not like Vancouver for some reason. And Mad Max says Space 1999 was a series with Martin Landau, BBC. Oh. I guess I don't watch a lot of BBC shows. So. I guess because I'm American. Big Hook says, I am sure feeling is mutual, W. Oh, about Vancouver. Vancouver doesn't like you either, W, apparently. Mr. Spock says Eagle 1 to Eagle 2 at Mad Mac. I guess that's a reference to Space 1999. So there you go. WWW says, I never loved Victoria no matter what she told you. Casper Northerner says, now you get a BBC app if you live in America, Canada. Yeah, I think I've seen the BBC channel or whatever. I just don't really watch it all that much. Billy Cook says, David Morse got his debut in space 1999. David Morse? Is that the guy that was in that hospital show? With Howie Mandel? Sehal says, Nick Rich, the North Star is fixing to go supernova too. Wow. A lot of supernovas going on out there. Do you guys ever drive a Chevy Nova? Matt Mags, I subscribe to BritBox. Nick Rich, Polaris, really? Polaris. There's a street here in Vegas called Polaris. WW says, you can stick around for it if you want, say ha. Big Hook says, the cop who busted house for opioid use. Wait, the cop who busted house for opioid use? Oh. House, it was a good show, but I don't really remember all that. I didn't watch all of that, but I did like House. It was a good show. WW says, sometime in the next 100 years. What, the supernova thing? Memek, I like champagne with my supernova, laughing out loud. Seha at WW, not correct. You're not correct, sir. You are not correct. You stand corrected. Apparently. Apparently you're standing corrected. Maybe. Sort of. Kind of. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe he is. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's not standing. Maybe he's sitting down corrected. That could be it. Hey, Shohei Ohtani hit his first home run last night as a Dodger. Finally. By the way, as you see, I've got my Dodger cap on, and I've got a Dodger t-shirt on. It's very kind of faded, but... So go Dodgers, go Shohei Ohtani. Oops, I just dropped a bottle. It was empty though. W says no way to know. W, and we shall see his coming. Why'd you spell it like that for? W, why do you gotta do that to me? Bad Max says Mariners sucked last night 0-8. And I assume the Mariners were on the 0 side. Stamp and Stitch, some baseball talk got Stamp and Stitch to comment. Go Cubs. Go Cubbies. Hey, Stamp and Stitch, good to see you. Thanks for chiming in. Thanks for being here. Casper Northerner says, nice Oasis reference and Mad Mac. Oh, that was an Oasis reference. Okay. About the champagne and supernova. Nick Rich says, stargazing is tough when you live in a big city. Too much light pollution. Big Hook says, please no more supernova karaoke. Mad Max says, cheers at Casper Northerner. WW, so you pronounce it correctly. I don't think I need that spelling like that to pronounce it correctly. I think the other way, you pronounce it just fine. Stamp and Stitch, hello all. Well, hello back at you, Stamp and Stitch. Stamp and Stitch. Nice to see you. I don't think I've seen you in here before, so thank you for being here. Walter Makarovich says, Trucker John, have you seen Star Trek Continues? Wait. Star Trek Continues on YouTube. The episode Katumbia is good. It's original bridge music and etc. Also some episodes including characters from Buck Rogers' TV show. Wow. That's a lot. No, I have not. I've only seen really the old original 60s series and a few of the, was it Next Generation or whatever? You know, when they had Picard and the other dude and Data and all that stuff. I just saw a few of those. That's about it. Sehal says WW. Yes, there is. We have empirical data. We can't know the exact date. Betelgeuse and the North Star have shown signs they have already exploded. It just takes 300 years for the light to reach us. Wow. I don't really keep up on any of that stuff, so this is all new to me. WW says, because after all, you're Wonderwall. Stab and Stitch, first time. Well, thanks for being here. Thanks so much. Good to see you. WW says, exactly, might be tomorrow. Stab and Stitch. How about Monty Python? I've seen a few of the Monty Python TV shows way back in the day, like in the 70s. I remember watching some of those on TV, and they were, of course, funny, hilarious. And then I saw some of the movies that are funny. But yeah, I like them. I can't really. I'm not like a an expert where I can just start quoting off Monty Python. Other than it's a flesh wound. I used to have a T-shirt, and I think I finally wore it out. It was from Monty Python. It was like it's just a flesh wound or whatever. Mr. Spock, laughing out loud, Tiger Man. Stab and Stitch says, hi, Jolie. Big Hook says, I always love Mythbusters. I miss so much great science. Yeah, I like Mythbusters. It was a really good show. That was a really good show. WW made it through about a pint of stew. What's left, right, and a lot of oyster, blah, blah. Okay, good. So it's good you're eating. Now take your meds. All that good stuff. Big Hook says, Craig Ferguson needs to come back. Yeah, he was funny. He's pretty funny, dude, yeah. His late show or whatever, Walter Bukarevich says, Trucker John, if you like original Star, you will like Star Trek Continues. Check out a few episodes. Yeah, it's just that I don't, there's only so much I can watch, I guess, That's why some shows just get passed up, because I can't watch everything. So there are some shows that just kind of pass you by because, like I say, I can't spend the time to watch everything. But if it comes up, if I see Star Trek Continues, yeah, I might check it out. I don't know. We'll see. Let's just, I only have so much of a window to watch things. I feel like I need to adjust this. Is this not right? Where do I make the adjustment? Because I feel like oof. I don't know if that's right or not. I guess it's about right. I don't know. Yeah, it seems a little off there, but I don't know. Big Cook says, my problem is, well, too much material to absorb. Yeah, there's only so much stuff you can watch, so you kind of pick them out. Now, I did watch Halo. Both seasons. There's 2 seasons. I like that. That was a really good show. W says, far too much to take in here. More to find than can ever be found. Sehal says there isn't an episode of Star Trek I haven't seen. Wow. So you're a Trekkie. Is it okay to say Trekkie? Mad Max says, Wes' favorite planet is Uranus. Or Uranus. Big Hook, you're fine, John. Okay. Well, yeah, I guess it's okay. But when I put my hands up, it just, you can see, it's like it's not real. You can see the greenness or something. So, you know what? I won't put my hands up. It's just that simple. Well, get those down, get them down. Nick Rich, Prime Directive, the name for a new Star Trek series. Big Hook says, yeah, he got all up in there, doesn't he, Mac? Stampin' says, I remember my dad watching Monty Python and Benny Hill. Yes, I watched Benny Hill too. Watching this Saturday on PBS. Need a great movie. Have you seen The Changeling with George C. Scott? I don't think I did, but I remember that was very, very, critically acclaimed. And I like George C. Scott. The Changeling. I'm trying to think if I saw it or not. Because I think I saw, clips and previews of it or whatever back in the day. But I don't think I ever did see it. Mr. Spock says, what does Captain Kirk and toilet paper have in common? They both circle around Uranus and look for Klingons. Ba-da-boom. WW says the Star Trek and nothing. It didn't even say that. I just said Star Trek. That says stew back in the refrigerator. I can go back to bed now, right? Sure. If that's what you want to do, go ahead and go for it. W. Yakety sax. Yeah, yakety sax. Big Hook says no need to Donald Trump speak us with accordion gestures. Right. Nick Rich says, Benny Hill made yakety sax famous. He sure did. Is there greenness around my ears? Casper Norther says, Kenny Everett was very funny. Oh, is Kenny Everett like I can't say midget anymore. I guess I say little person. Was he little person? WW says, they made a Trump face out of pig innards. The mouth was the pig's asshole. Which is very appropriate. Because he does this thing. Here's my impression of Trump. I don't even have to say words. Just there, that was my impression. Stab Stitch says, would you... No, you would remember the wheelchair chasing the lady. I don't know if I remember that. MacGyver, anyone? Yes, Big Hook. I love MacGyver. That was a great show. Mr. Spock says, vertically challenged is the political correct term. There we go. Okay. Thank you for updating me on that. Casper Northerner says, no, he wasn't a little person. Oh. I must be thinking of... Maybe I'm thinking of the guy from Star Wars. His name was Kenny something. Big Hook says, Richard Dean Anderson is like Vancouver's second son. Oh, he's Canadian. I didn't even know. But still, I like the show. MacGyver it all the time. Yeah, I'll just MacGyver it. It became, that show, it became a verb, I guess, or whatever. I don't know. Harry KP. Hey, Harry KP's in the house. Good to see you. Hi, all. TJ, could you feel your feet when you threw the water bottle at them? Laughing out loud. Numb still like Telepro, another set of eyes, and please do not assume you know. Greater pressures, riffing, have fun. Let me go back here. Could you feel your feet when you threw the water bottle at them? I didn't throw a water bottle at my feet. You're talking about just now a few minutes ago when the water bottle fell off the table? Is that what you're talking about? It didn't hit my feet, so I don't know. Stamp says she has nothing but crap comes out. Mad Max says you need to add the Bing Pow Bing Bing to make a real tramp impression. Big Hook, MacGyver, and Stargate. See, that's another show that I really didn't get into, even though I watched a few episodes of it here and there, and it was a good show. But I just didn't get into it. Just things happen in your life where you're busy at certain times, and you're not able to watch a show regularly, so that's another series that sort of passed me by. But I did watch a few episodes here and there just to check it out, and it seemed like a really perfectly fine show. But I know there are Stargate, fanatics, I guess, and but that's one of the other shows I just never really got into. You know. Ichabod Deer says SNL MacGyver spoof is great. Yeah, that is a funny one. Jolie's a Trekkie. Mad Mac, all the Stargates rule too. Jolie says, sorry, I'm behind driving. Well, you drive carefully, Jolie. Harry KP says, yes, laughing out loud. Yeah, I didn't throw the bottle at my feet. It just fell off and landed on the floor. So, you know. And it was empty. It was empty, so it was just an empty plastic bottle. Ichabod Deer's SNL. Oh, yeah, I already read that one. Casper Northerner, Quantum Leap was popular in the UK. I love Quantum Leap. Now, apparently they've made a new one. I think it already got canceled. And I never really got... I wanted to check out the new one. And I haven't. And now I think it might have got canceled. So now I'm not even sure if I want to even check it out. But I definitely like the original. That was one of my favorite shows. Big Hook says, you were in Perpetual on the road again, John? Yeah, I was on the road a lot, and so a lot of shows, and the early days of me being on the road, the streaming stuff really hadn't come around yet. It wasn't really until the last maybe 5 to 10 years that it was easier and easier and easier to stream, and I could just watch shows on my iPad. But the first 5 to 10 years, it was like if you were on the road, it was like I actually had a little portable TV with the TV VHS combo, where I would just bring tapes and stuff. Or I switched to the TV CD combo or DVD combo, and I would just bring movies from home and just to watch movies and stuff, because it was really hard to stream in those days, like going back to like 04 and 05 and the aughts and stuff. And then it was like then Redbox came out, and that was kind of cool, and you could just rent movies from Redbox. And then of course I had Netflix, and that was when Netflix. Remember, Netflix would just send you movies in the mail, and I remember I would get a bunch in the mail, go out on the road, watch those movies, and then I could just stick them back in the mail any place I was at in the country. That's how I did the first 5 to 10 years, and then the last 5 to 10 years, it was easier and easier to stream Netflix or whatever, and then I could start watching more stuff. But yeah, so things really changed a lot during my time there, being on the road. Harry KP, I thought I heard a massive thump. Maybe it came across really loud. It was just an empty plastic bottle that fell off the table. So, Hoot Johnson's here. Hey, Hoot. Hey, Hoot. Good to see you. So Diaper Don is having a really bad day. Hoot Johnson, Diaper Don is going to have a really bad life. A really bad rest of his life, because these 91 felonies are going to start coming home, and he's going to be... Someone was saying the other day that you should just make Alcatraz Island, just stick him on there, and I agree. Just make that his little prison. Make that his little place, and take away his internet access. Just stick him on Alcatraz for the rest of his miserable fucking life. Mad Max says, how about Holly Oaks? I never got into, but my girlfriend loved it. I've never heard of it. Think about Dear W and Fiction does what level of insanity? Mr. Spock, Great American Hero. Oh, I like that one. Believe it or not, I'm not at home right now. I think I remember Greatest American Hero. That was a good show. That was like William Cott or something. And he was the one that did that sort of, where years after Butch Cassidy's Sundance Kid, they did a sequel with him as being the Sundance Kid. It was sort of like a prequel, I think, actually. Yeah, it was a prequel. And I like that. I like that guy. I like that series, too. It was good. It was funny. W says, make your imagination go crazy. Come on. Big Hook. X-Files came from Vancouver. I like X-Files. I thought that was a good show. I remember being into that. Let's see. I'm basically skipping all WW stuff because to me most of his stuff are like non sequiturs. MJ Daniels here. Hey, MJ Daniel, good to see you. We only have Amazon Prime, no Netflix or anything else. Well, even with Amazon Prime, you can get a lot. There's a lot there. I haven't watched Netflix in a while, actually. I've been doing most of my stuff from Amazon Prime and things of this nature. Seems like lately. Casper Northerner, I wasn't a fan of Hollyoaks, Mad Mac. I used to watch Brookside. Yeah, I don't know anything about any of those shows. Nick Rich says dreams can be very lucid, Wes. Especially when you're doing the drugs that Wes is doing, I think. MJ Daniel, that was a fun show. Treasonous. I'm not sure if I saw that one or not. WWE. I don't use any of my subscription stuff. Can't remember the last time I watched Hulu. I really don't watch Hulu. I don't think that much. It's mainly like Amazon Prime, and then that will direct you to some other place usually, right? So that then you might end up on Paramount Plus, or you might end up on Peacock or something, Hey, there's Keith Polite. Good to see you. Hey, thanks for dropping in. Hi, John. I'm thinking of getting a commercial driver's license. Thoughts? Well, go for it. I mean, I don't know your situation as far as your family life and all that, and I don't know. There's there's local jobs, there's over the road jobs. So there's different ways of doing it where certain jobs are gone all the time. If you can land a local job where if you want, if you have a wife and kids and stuff like that, it's tough going out on the road. But if you can find a local job where you're home every night or every weekend, that's a good way to go. If not, if you're going to be on the road, just know you're going to be out on the road for weeks at a time. Be ready for that. But it can be a good way of like seeing the country. It's kind of fun. It can be fun, but it can be stressful and all that, just like anything. But just know that, and if you're just now getting into it, just know that you're going to have a big learning curve, and it might take 2 or 3 years to where you really feel comfortable behind the wheel, But yeah. Mad Max says, so Hollyoaks is a long-running adult soap opera known in the UK. Yeah, I never heard of it. Like about dear, I bought something on Amazon, not a Prime member, and they gave me a free month of Prime. Oh, cool. That's cool. Mad Max, Treasonous, starring Donald Trump. Ichabod Deer, Paramount has all the Star Trek stuff. Big Hook. I hope they remove Eileen Cannon from the Stolen Diamonds. She's obviously in Trump's corner. Yeah, I think so too. I think they should remove her. She's obviously, very biased at the very least, and compromised probably at the most. She needs to go. My dad was a preacher, but he had a commercial driver's license. Oh, wow, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. Don Shepard, you subscribe to Paramount for Star Trek stuff. Okay. I think I have Paramount or something. I don't know. WW says, we had a good time last night. Casper Northerner. Harry KP, home every weekend, not each day, is local. Wow. Well, it could be. Yeah, local is basically, I'm not sure the exact definition, but if you're just doing stuff that's just a few hundred miles away, or stuff that theoretically you could maybe get home to every night or every other night, would be considered more local. When you're doing a lot of overnights and you're traveling out, that would be like over the road, stuff. But MJ Daniel says at WW, we took a tour on the Lady Washington out of Westport, Washington. It was used in the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Big Hook. Nicole Wallace says she has had more law clerks quit from Canada because she is unethical. Yeah, she seems like a real C word to me. Casper Northerner, the Mighty Boosh is so funny at Mr. Spock. The Mighty Boosh. Yeah, I guess these are all either Canadian or English shows. A lot of them I haven't heard of. Don Shepard says she is a terrible look for USA judicial branch. Awful, disgusting, corrupt, up the ass. Yeah, she is. She's a real piece of work. Real piece of work. W said that talking about his dad, they just, I guess, drove a school bus when needed. Mad Max says Santa Claus has a red suit, so he must be communist, and a beard and long hair. He must be a pacifist. And what's in the pipe that he's smoking? Inquiring minds want to know. Big Hook, remember Close Encounters of the Third Kind? Yes, I love that movie. I haven't seen it in a long time, but when it came out, I saw it, and then when sort of in the few years after that, whenever you could see it, I saw it, and I really love that movie. I think it's a great movie. Don Shepard said, yes, Spielberg movies equal awesome. J.J. Abrams equal Jar Jar Binks. Now, I know everyone hates Jar Jar Binks, but I really don't think he's that bad. I really don't think he's that bad. But I know you guys hate Jar Jar Binks. But he's not that bad. He's not that annoying to me. I don't know why. I mean, I know it's annoying with all the clumsiness. I think that's what people hate. And the awkwardness and clumsiness and like the fuck ups. But, or at least in that pre-trilogy, he wasn't that bad. It seems like, well, eventually I guess they killed him off, but I don't know. I don't think he was that bad, as people say. Nick Rich says, my cousin has 11 kids. He needs a bus license to transport his whole family. That's funny, Nick Rich. Big Hook says, love The Mandalorian. I watched the first... How many seasons has there been? Because that's a show... I've kind of gotten away from those Disney Plus stuff for some reason. And I guess I watched the first 2 seasons, and if there's a third one, I haven't seen it yet. So that's one I would like to get back into, because I liked them. WW says, none of my cousins had many babies. Don Shepard says, only like Mandalorian up to the Luke's return scene. Heard they screwed the rest of the Disney style. That's where that's the last thing I saw was the Luke return. So whatever season that was that the end of season 2? That's where I stopped, and I haven't been back yet. So. W says next door neighbors used to foster kids bought a huge van that wouldn't fit in their garage. Bad Mac says, yeah, my Santa likes weed too. No tobacco mixed in, just weed. W says, Don Shepard, that was the best episode for sure. Keith Polite says, Jar Jar Binks is too close to Stephen Fetchit for me. Well, see, that's the thing. It's funny how people read into things like differently than how I read into things. Harry KP, see, the Jar Jar Binks things, it's like he had to be a fuck up. That's why he got sort of banished from his people, because he just fucked up so much. And then that kind of set the whole thing up where he actually helped like Qui-Gon Jinn and stuff and Obi-Wan, Without that link, they wouldn't have been able to have that alliance, you know? So, I don't know. I thought it was a pretty vital part of the story. Harry Kippy says, thank you, motherfucking truckers, local or not, tough, underappreciated jobs. My Uncle Bill, trucker, dolly, truck pusher all his life, trucking food for us all. Like I always like to say, if you're wearing it or eating it or drinking it or sitting on it or watching it, it was brought to you by a trucker. Just skipping down, down. W says they will and can't fix it. Lucas said that he would, but lost interest. Don Shepard says, wish they did little more with Qui-Gon Jinn, but still good. Keith Lee says, the kid in Close Encounters wore a Boston News shirt. I went to be you. Don Shepard said, like that actor, Qui-Gon Jinn, in Batman Begins as Raz out killed training Bruce Wayne on the ice. Like, yeah, that... I remember that. Those were some intense scenes, yeah. Mad Max, Shakira is so hot. But Shakira is hot. Totally. Totally hot. And cute, too. She's a cute hottie. Big Hook says, Lucas giving the franchise to Disney has had a mixed bag of results. The animation has been solid. The Bad Batch and the Lego series have been great. Yeah, I don't watch the Lego series. Bad Batch is the cartoon, right? I watched that. I liked it. Yeah. It is a mixed bag. Don Shepard, movie making, cinematography. She tries to be hot. No, she doesn't. Don't bag on Shakira, god damn it. She's fucking hot. She's cute. She's nice. She seems like a really nice person. Don't be fucking bagging on her, man. Casper Northern says, Doctor Who has teamed up with Disney for the new seasons. So do you think Disney's going to ruin it? Whatever. W said, I had a great uncle, drew for Disney in Florida. Don Shepard, haha. I don't know what you guys are laughing about. But, I think Shakira is a nice person. She seems sweet. So I don't appreciate W, taking a swipe at her like that. Big Hook says, are you worried that AI will ruin the film industry? I'm not worried about it. Not one single bit. I don't worry about those kind of things. Casper Norther says, Disney seems to own a lot of TV now. They sure do. Don Shepard, your crush on Shakira. I don't know if it's a crush because, I'm old enough to be her grandfather, but I think she's just really cute, sweet, nice, adorable. So, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Nick Rich, respect women. Yes, respect. Don Shepard says, some lousy AI movies will disgust people. I think there's AI that's going to be utilized, just like we've had advancements in special effects, with CGI and all that stuff. Now, AI should make it better, I think, hopefully. I don't know what WW's problem is, so I'm going to ignore his thing. Casper says it might have less British humor. It starts here on May 11th. So, is it going to be like Americanized? Is it going to be like American actors or what? Mad Max says hips don't lie, baby. Shakira. Big book monopolies need to be broken up. Yeah, we need. I agree with that. You know, we need to follow the antitrust laws, right? Why can't we? Why can't we just do that? Why can't we? Don Shepard said, already getting sick of AI limitations with the YouTube music vids. Has repetitive look and feel. It's dumb. It's dumb ATM. I don't know what ATM means. But AI limitations with YouTube music. Yeah, I'm not really familiar with any of that. Don Shepard says, ain't gonna underestimate, I guess. AI though, that would be real dumb. W says lots of guys thought that my mom and my sisters were hot. Okay, fine. Casper Miller says Torchwood did their last season with stars and it was definitely different. Torchwood? Is that another British thing or Canadian? Okay, thought they were insane. Don Shepard, I love Deadwood. I love Deadwood too. I really did. And then when they came back with that movie, like a couple years ago, and I thought they were going to come back with, or was it a movie? I guess was it like a episodic thing that they did? I guess it wasn't a movie. But I was kind of disappointed with it. I would have, but that's the thing when you can't blame people for not writing the story that you already kind of wrote in your head. You know what I mean? The writers and the producers, they made the movie, they made the story that what they did. This is what they did. I'm just thinking I would have done it a little differently. But John Shepard says, at the moment, ATM at the moment. I kind of thought that. I think that actually went through my head. Nick Ridge says repeal Citizens United. Well, in order to do that, we got to vote blue, if you know what's good for you, down here in the States. Up there in Canada, you can't vote for our guys. But down here in America, we need to vote blue no matter who, if you know what's good for you. Otherwise, stuff like Citizens United will never be repealed or whatever, you know. Just saying. I'm just saying. WW says electronic music videos. Oh, I know W hates electronic music. Mad Max says Torture was great. The last season got a bit Americanized and certainly was different. Agreed at Northern Casper Northerner. Torchwood. I don't think I'm familiar with that one. Casper Northerner, not sure. Neil Patrick Harris was in the special before Christmas. Mad Max says Torchwood was an offshoot of Doctor Who. Oh, okay. Wow. See, I'm not really up on that stuff. So, Big Hook says Leija Miller has a great piece on the dangers of AI to democracy and the threat Russia and China are posing. It's going to definitely pose its challenges, I think, the AI thing. But I think that we can, we can come up with ways to safeguard it, maybe. Maybe that's the word I'm trying to look for. Don Shepard said it was like a decade later. It was a good try. Yeah, it was a long time afterwards. And I don't remember now exactly because I forget exactly, but I remember watching it and thinking, like, I would have done some things differently with it. but I don't remember what now. And now I almost feel like I have to go watch it again just to see what I'm talking about. Nick Hook Firefly series. I like Firefly, and that was a shame that got the plug pulled on it kind of prematurely. I think, right? And that was a good show. Don Shepard, yeah, Firefly was fantastic. Don Shepard Battlestar Galactica remake, yes. I really like that show, and as we know, Jolie, our moderator here, she's a huge Battlestar Galactica fan, to the point where she rewatches the series over and over again, that is amazing to me. Let's see. Don Shepard, Torchwood, okay, didn't watch it. W, the guy turns into a sheet at the end. Oh, thanks for the spoiler. Thanks for the spoiler. W, you're just a spoiler. Thanks. Casper Northern says, I watched Buffy. It used to be on BBC Two back when we had 4 channels. I like Buffy. I got into that. All that Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. And I like those shows. I did like those. Big Hook. Sherlock and Luther are great. Hopefully they keep going. I never really saw Sherlock. And Luther, I think I did start watching that. And those were good. WW, I have a waterbed about to blow away. What do you mean blow away? I don't know. Nick Rich, 2 hours already. Yeah, I know. I was just looking at the old clock on the wall here. It's been 2 hours. I think we might put an end to this monstrosity. And take a little break. I haven't had breakfast. I'm getting pretty hungry, so I'm going to go get something to eat. And then I'm going to come back on at 3 p.m. Pacific time. I hope you guys come back. And that one will be a House Parks pre-show warm-up. And that is where we get loose, we get warmed up. Because you don't want to go into House Parks cold, right? You don't want to do that. Because if you do that, you really are probably going to pull a hammy. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. All right, I'll see you guys back. I'm gonna take a break. I'll see you guys at 3 p.m. So about 3 hours. I'll see you guys in 3 hours. Okay. Hope you all come back. Thanks so much for being here. Like, subscribe, share, and take care. And don't you dare pull a hammy.
arm.